Okay.
Yeah, cool. So in our first session, we have discussed about the introduction to data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Why we need it? What are the steps involved in building a data warehouse? And which are the tools available in market for creating this data warehouse? So I have shared you the videos with you guys, Damodar and Ashwath. You can just go through it. It is nowhere related to the topics we will be covering today. Okay. And so just go through it. When we work on SETs and all, it will be helpful. Okay. So we can start with the Informatica today. So what I'll be doing is I'll just keep you everyone in mute. In case if you guys have any issues, unmute yourself and you can raise your queries. Okay. So that there won't be any disturbance. Okay. So once you install the Informatica software, so you will see this folder in your program section. So Informatica, the version whichever you are installing, go for 9.61, 6.1 or 5.1. Preferred 9.6.1. Most of the companies right now, they are using this. They are slowly migrating it to updating it to 10.1. So we can use this. There is no much difference. 9.6.1. Okay. Yeah, Ashwath, you want to say something?
Whether is there any option I can minimize this recording? I can toggle to Informatica because
you have Informatica installed.
Yeah, I have can I minimize this application? I want to let it recording in background because it's appearing.
What window you are seeing?
I'm just seeing the. I can see your screen, your home screen. I mean, the screen on your computer.
Yeah, but yeah. What else you want? Like,
wait a moment. I think. Just a moment, please. Okay. Sorry, I was stupid. I'm sorry. Sorry, man. Okay, continue. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hey, Shashi here. Seems like he got disconnected.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, who got disconnected? Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm here.
Shashi here.
Yeah. You guys can hear me, right? Sandesh here.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Hello.
Everybody having connection issue.
Can you guys hear me? Yes, no?
Shashi here. I can hear you.
Okay. Ashwath, Damodar?
Yes, Sandesh, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, fine. Okay, so once you install Informatica, in your
Mhm.
system, you can see this folder. So here you will have client and the server folders. So we will be working on the client part. So as a developer, so if you go under the client folder, we have a folder called Power Center Client. So here we have the 4 components: Power Center Designer, Repository Manager, Workflow Manager, and Workflow Monitor. These are the 4 components which will be working extensively as a Informatica developer. Okay. So I think last class I have already told you on the server part, you have to go to the Informatica administrative home page. There you will be creating your repository service and integration services. So people who have not done the installation yet, they can just follow the mail which I have shared with you with the steps. The document attached in that mail has the steps to create the repository and integration service in this administrative home page. Okay. Once that is done, so we'll go to our Power Center Repository Manager. You can click on this R. R stands for Repository Manager here. So if you open the Power Center Repository Manager, so I've already opened. The screen looks like this. Okay. This is my Informatica Power Center Repository Manager. So here you should see the repository what you have already created in your administrative home page. The same repository what you have created in your administrative home page should reflect here. So my repository service name is rep_my_training. So whatever name you give, that should reflect here. So this repository manager is mainly used for maintaining your project objects and all. Okay. So it is basically to okay. So once you create your coding and all, you can export the code, import the code, all those things you can do it in your repository manager. So it's basically to manage your objects, whatever you create in your Informatica. So you will not be seeing any of these folders. Okay. So these folders, we can say like it's like a project. So Informatica is a platform, right? It is a tool which is created by Informatica um, company, and we as a vendors use this platform for our projects, for our coding, right? So there will be different companies who might have hosted their projects in this Informatica platform. So what happens is, so there will be a support team who will be supporting this Informatica platform itself. Okay, they will handle like creating a, if you are hosting your, if you are plan to host your project on an Informatica platform, so they will take care of creating a folder for you, a structure for you on the same platform and providing you the access. So only your team members will have access to your project details. So like there might be n number of companies who might have hosted their projects on the same platform, and for all those companies there will be a one support team from some company who will be handling everything, their access related things, and in case if there is a server down or something, they will take care of it. So the platform support team will be there, who will take care of everything. So in this repository manager, if you see, I have some 4 folders here: Imran underscore Sunil, Jan 2020, my training stuff, all those things. Okay. So these folders we can think of like project names. For different teams might have their projects. So these folders represent the projects. Okay. Likewise, if I want to create a new project folder for our batch now, so what I can do is, first thing, even you guys will be doing it. So when you log into this repository manager for the first time, you'll see only this repository service and deployment groups. None of the folders will be there. So you have to click on the repository service, go to the folder section and say create. Okay. Here you can create a folder for your project. So I can say like um, the folder has been created. So all my coding stuffs will go under this folder now. So in real time also, so once you connect, if you are working on a Informatica project already in your company and all, you might have noticed within this repository manager, there might be n number of folders, that is projects of different teams. So you won't be having access to all these folders, only the folder to which your project belongs, you will be getting the access for it. Okay, so if I click on this, double click on this folder what I just created, I can see only one object there, configurations. This will come up. These are the default session configurations which will come when I create any folder, which are the default settings. Nothing else will be coming. So if I go and check any other folders which I've already created and I've done some work on those folders, so if I see, you can see there are so many other objects also. These objects will come once you start coding, once you start doing something in this project. Okay, since ours is a fresh folder just now created, we don't have anything. So first thing you have to do is, once you have done with the server setup in that administrative home page, creating repository service and integration service, you have to come to the repository manager, create a folder for your project. All your coding stuff will go under this folder. Okay, so in real time also, you will be having access only to this folder. Who will give this access? Again, the support team guys. So you have to raise a request once you join the team. So your team members or someone, they will tell you which is your project folder. So your manager, someone will give a approval for you, so that you have to raise a request to your support team or and all. With this approval attached, they will provide you access to this folder. So you can access only this folder in this platform. So there might be n number of projects of other teams for which we won't be having any access. Okay, so right now we will do only this much in my repository manager. We will come back again once we in our further course. So once I create the folder here, I will go to my designer. So these are the 4 components we have. So from one component to another, I can switch from one component to another within the component only. If I click on D here, it will open the designer window. W stands for workflow manager and M stands for workflow monitor. Instead of every time going to the Informatica folder and opening the windows, I can do it. I can switch between the components here only. So when I click on D, it will open with this. Let me close this existing one. Yeah. So from repository manager, I can switch to, I'll switch to designer. So when I open the designer here, see, so the folder which I have created is also reflected in my designer now. March 2020 batch. This is the folder which I created, which is reflecting in my designer. And here you can see different objects within this folder here in the designer, which are used for coding purpose. We'll use all of these things. We'll understand what is a source, what is target, transformations, maplets, mapping. So designer is the place where we will do our actual coding. Okay, our actual coding will go in the designer thing. So once you do the coding here, so as per your business requirement, once you do the coding, you can't run this code directly from this designer. I can't run the whatever code I have written in my designer, I can't run it directly. So in order to run the code, I have to go to my workflow manager. So workflow manager is the place from where I can call my code written in my designer. Okay, so again, the folders whatever I have created will reflect here. So we have something, again we have different objects here, tasks, sessions, workload, workflows, used for different purposes. Okay, workflows is something where we'll create a workflow which will call my code. Okay, so in order to run the code or my program, whatever I have written. So we'll create workflows and we'll run the workflows from here. Once I run the workflow, I want to see whether that workflow ran successfully or failed. If it failed, why it got failed, what was the reason behind it, what was the error. If my requirement was to extract a data from a file or a table and load it to some other table or a file, I want to see how many records were extracted, what was the record count. All those things I can check it in my workflow monitor. Once I run my workflow, I can see the flow in which the workflow is running. I can check its status, everything in my workflow monitor. Okay. So this is why we use all these 4 components, and as a developer you will be working on all these 4 components extensively, and you need to have a knowledge on all these 4 components. Okay, as we progress with the course, you will get used to it. So this is a basic thing about the 4 components. Repository manager used to maintain the objects. Designer is where you do your actual coding. Workflow manager is where you run your code, and monitor is to check the status of your workflow, whether it completed or failed, and to check the logs and all those things. Okay, so with this basic thing, we can right away start with coding something. A very simple example, like so assume I have a table here. Okay, it's called as EMP table. So it might be having some records. So this table exists in my Oracle database. I have to get the data from this table and load it to another table in my Informatica. Okay, I'll name it as my EMP target. So this is my target table. This is my table name where I want to load the data. Okay, so what I want to do, it's a very simple load. I don't want to change anything. I have to extract the data from my EMP table and load it to my another table. Okay, so if you have installed the Oracle 11g Express edition already, so I have sent you a mail today actually with the steps to import the Scott schema. So to all of you can just follow these steps. So what happens is once you install the Oracle database in your system, by default you will get some schemas in it. So we will use the Scott schema what we have. So each schema has some set of tables which we can use for our course. In order to import that Scott schema into your Oracle database, you can follow these steps. So I have already mailed you guys, so you just follow it. So once you import the Scott schema into your database, we can use the tables in that Scott schema. So you will get a table, something called as cell EMP. So this is one of the table in that Scott schema. Okay, so this table has the details of an employee. So employee number, employee name, job, manager ID, hire date, salary, commission, department name, first name, last name. So country name is something which I have added. It won't come in the Scott schema. I can alter this table as I want. I can add a record, I can add a column, I can delete a column, I can alter it. Okay, so in Informatica terms, the place from where we extract the data. Okay, in my case I'm extracting the data from this table EMP. So the place from where we extract the data is called as source. Okay, this is the very basic terminology you will be using very often. Okay, we call it as source, and the place where we want to load the data is called as a target. So going forward, we'll use this only. We'll say source and we'll say target. So my requirement now is to extract a data from the source called EMP table and load it to our target, which is again a table called my EMP target something. Okay, we'll use this thing source and target. Again, this source can be anything. It can be a database table, as in my case now, EMP, or it can be a flat file, text file, which can be a delimiter or a fixed length file. It can be a CSV file. Okay, it can be a XML file. It can be a COBOL file, COBOL sources. So source can be anything. Again, target can be anything. Target where I want to load the data can be a database table. It can be a file, anything. So everything we for all the sources, for all kind of sources, we say it as source and the target only, whatever the type of it can be. Okay, from wherever I'm extracting the data, it will be called as source, and wherever I'm loading the data, it is called as target. So my requirement is to extract the data from this table EMP, and I have to load it to another table. So before loading, let me create the table. So what I will do is I will just create a copy of my source table only. I'll say create table my target March 2020 something. Okay, this is my target table. I'll create it with the same structure of my source table. Okay, this is the query used for it. So table is created. You can also do the same thing. Once you import the Scott schema, you can create one table also in the same fashion. So this is my target table. It has the same structure as of my source table, and it has also copied the data from it. So since I want to load the data from my Informatica now, I will just delete it. So my target table will be empty at this point. We'll try to load the data through Informatica. Okay, so right now it is empty. So what the requirement says, you have to extract the data from EMP table and load it to this table. So we have these two tables now in my Oracle database. So the tables exist in my Oracle database. First thing, in order to extract the data from these tables and load it to another table, first thing I have to do is I have to create the same table structure, that is the same source structure and target structure in my Informatica. If you are extracting data from any source, that source structure first you have to create in your Informatica. If you are loading data to any target, the target structure you have to create in Informatica. That will be your first step. Okay, so how we can do it? So as I told, everything, all coding will be done in your designer part. So in your designer, if you once you connect, so first time when you open it, you have to connect to your repository. So you have to say right click and say connect. So it will ask you for the username and password. This will be the username and password what you have given during the installation. So I have given it as administrator. You can use anything which is easy for you to remember. Once you connect to the repository, then you can right click on your folder and say connect and open. So it will connect to your folder also. There will be two level of authentications in real time. So one is repository level. First you have to connect to the repository, then access will be given to your folders also. While connecting to repository, if you face any issue like Informatica service is down or something, what you have to go do is you have to go to the start, click right, say services, type services, go to services section here. In the name, you just click I, it will take you to Informatica. So here you just check whether the Informatica service is started or not. In case if it is not started, you right click and say start. So only when your Informatica services are in running mode, then only you will be able to connect to your repository. Okay, in case while connecting to repository, if you face any issue, you can just go and check in the services whether Informatica service is running or not. In case if it is not running, right click and run it. Okay, so once you connect to repository, you have to connect to your folder. Then, so as I told, my first thing to achieve this scenario is to create my source and target in Informatica. How can I do it? So I just guys one heads up here, since Damodar and Ashwath, it's the first session for you. This Zoom we are using is a free software. So every 40 minutes it will get disconnected. If it disconnect, we have to reconnect again. Okay, same thing. Once it disconnects, I'll just reopen the meeting again, and you guys can join. Okay, it is showing another 9 minutes for me. So after 9 minutes, it will disconnect. So we'll reconnect. Okay. So now, as I told, I have to create sources and targets. So in this Informatica Power Center Designer, we have 5 workspace. You can see here the icons. The first one is called as Source Analyzer. The second one is Target Designer. Third is the Transformation Developer. Fourth is Maplet Designer. And fifth is Mapping Designer. These are the workspace where we will do our coding. Okay. So if I want to create any source in Informatica, that I can do it in my Source Analyzer workspace. If I want to create any source, I can do it in my Source Analyzer. If I want to create any target, I can do it in my Target Designer. So this EMP table is existing in my Oracle database. It's one of the table. I think someone is not in mute. Yeah, thanks. Ashwath, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. The only thing is, you said that the source and the target system should be target source and the target structure should be same. Is it mandatory to be have all the information from the source and the target? For example, you have all the columns in employee number, employee name, and is it mandatory to have all those information on target also? Maybe sometimes
yeah, you can alter it. When I say the same structure, it's like the data type and all, it has to be the same. So I will show you how you can change that, make the changes in Informatica. You can take only those columns which are really required for.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah, and you can unmute and you can ask me, because I won't be able to see if you raise a hand there. If you have any queries, you guys can just unmute and you can raise your questions. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. No problem. So as I told, source is a table in my database. Now I have to create this source in Informatica. So how can I do is I can go to my source analyzer. If I go to source analyzer, you can see in the menu tab, it shows me source here in the menus. If I change it to target designer, in the menu it changes to targets. So first I'll go to source analyzer here. I'll click on the menu sources. Okay. It shows me different options. Whether my source is a database, I can say import from database. If my source is a database table, I can say import from database. If it is a file, then I can say use the second option, import from file. Again, if it is a COBOL file, I can say import from COBOL file. XML means XML definition. If the source already exists, as in my case, the table I know already it is there in a database, Oracle database, I can just directly import it. Assume like you are working on a project for a and it's a very new project, still the tables are not created in the database and all. So the users, they will come up with the requirement, or your BA, still the table is not there, but they will give you the structure of the table, the column names and the data types, everything in a document. Okay, and they'll say, so it might take another week for you for us to get that table created in the database, but you start with your coding. So in that case, I can't import it from the database because the table still doesn't exist in my database. So in such cases, I have to go to create section and I have to manually create that table. Okay, so I can give some name here, the table name, I will just say ABC. You have to select the data type, that is which from which database you are, in which database the table will be there. So you can say Oracle and you can create it. Once you create, so there will be nothing in this, no columns, nothing. So that is, since you're creating it, everything you have to create manually. You have to go to your columns, and here we have a icon there, add a new column to this table. You can click as many columns you want to create, and you can give the name for your column as per the requirement in that document. Okay, and select the data type. Everything they might have provided you in the Word format or something, Excel format. So as per that, you can select the precision, which is primary key. You have to create it manually if the table does not exist. In case if the table exists, okay, so I don't want to do it manually, I can just import it. Informatica makes my things easier. So what I will do is, I'll say sources, import from database. Again, I have to create this ODBC data source connection for first time when you do the setup and all. So I have created it for my Oracle database. So again, this step is there in the document I have attached. So you had to give the username and password for the database what you are connecting. It's my squad and my password is Tiger. So I'll say connect. So what it does is, it will connect to my database from my Informatica. So it has connected to this squad schema, and it will list down all the tables which are there in that squad schema. So these many tables I have in my squad schema. Actually, when you import the squad schema for the first time, you will see only 5-6 tables. I have just created other tables for my purpose. Okay, so it will list down all the tables which are there in the squad schema. So in that, you can select the table for which you want to create a source. So it was my EMP table. So I'll select that EMP. I'll say OK. So you can see the source of that EMP table is created in Informatica. So if I double click it, it will show me all the columns which were there in that table. Okay, and with the same data type, everything will be exactly same. It has imported the structure of that table into my Informatica source. Okay, it has also selected the primary key what was there in the table as employee number. Now, so this is my source. Here I can say right click and clear all, so that my workspace will be clear. Then where that source will be there, whatever I created now, you can see there is a folder called sources on my left hand side. If I extend it under Oracle, I can see this source which is created. The earlier one which I created as a sample, I just deleted it. So here you can see the sources. If you create one more source, one more table as a source, again that will be listed here. You can create as many sources as you want, as many targets you want. There is no restriction. Okay, so it is not required that every time the sources, whatever sources you create will be in the workspace only. You can clear it whenever you want. You can just drag and drop here. You can select it, drag and drop to your source analyzer. And now, in case if you want to edit here, you can do it. Okay. As Ashwath, you were asking, so in case if you feel you don't want to use the country name, you can remove this column. So you can select it and you can click on this, cut a column from this table. It will be removed. But we don't prefer you to do this thing here in the source analyzer. You can do it when you use this table. You are still not using this table in your code. You are just one second. Okay. You guys can see my screen, I guess.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about one simple scenario where we want to load a data from one table in a database to another table, right? So we were planning to load a data from EMP table to another my EMP target table. So what we did yesterday was, so as I told, to start anything, the first thing you have to do is you have to create its respective sources and targets in your Informatica. We started with creating a source. So we went to the source analyzer tab. In the menu section, we clicked on sources. Since the table already exists, instead of creating it manually, I will just import it from the existing table structure in the database. So I went to import from database. I gave the database credentials where my table exists. So it will, once it connects to the database, it will list down all the tables which are there in that owner schema. I can select my particular table and I can say okay. Okay. So once I did that, so the source has been created in my Informatica, that I can say it in the folder under my project folder. We have a source folder there, I can see. So for Oracle DB, EMP is the database source created. So it takes the name of the table itself. Now, if you want to edit anything in this, you can go and do here. So you have privileges. So if you want to add a column, okay, or delete unwanted columns which are not required for your report, you can do it here. You can select the particular column. You can click on the Caesar icon, which will delete the respective columns. But this is not recommended. Why? Because as I was telling, in case if there are 4 or 5 members in your team who are working on different projects or different processes, okay, assume this EMP table is used by multiple of your team members for different purpose, for creating different reports. So they will be using the same source which is there in yours, which is created in this source folder. So if you edit something here, it will reflect everyone. So you might not require all the columns in this table, but there might be other team members for their report, for their requirement, they might require all the columns. So we should not edit anything in this, in the sources. Whenever we use this sources in our code, there we can do it. Okay. So here in the sources, I don't prefer to make any changes. I'll keep it as it is. To save any of your works, you can just go to repository. You can say save, or you can press Ctrl S also. Okay. So now my source is created. Next thing is I have to create my target table. So again, in order to create the target, I'll go to my target designer. As soon as I go to target designer, in the menu section, targets will be enabled. I will click on it. Again, my target table is already there in the database, so I'll just import it instead of creating it manually. And it is not restricted that my source and target should belong to the same database. They can be in different databases also. Okay. But in my case, it is in the same database. So it will list down all the tables. So I'll select my particular target table, that is my target underscore March 2020. I'll select it. I'll say okay. So my my target table is created here. So this target, whatever I create in my target analyzer, will come and sit in my targets folder. Again, you can edit here, but I don't recommend that to make any changes here, because this target might be used by other team members also. Okay, so we will keep it as it is. I'll say Control S and save the changes. Okay, now, so this is the first step. Whenever there is a requirement, the first step you will be doing is you will be creating your source and a target. Now, this source and target, I have to use it in my Informatica so that I can extract the data from the source and load it to my target. This is my code. This is my business logic. My business logic here says you have to extract the data from the source and load it to target. Entire business logic, your coding, everything will go in your mapping designer, the last icon here. So in Informatica, entire your business logic, your coding, everything, you will be doing it in mappings. We call it as mapping. So that mappings you can create and write your code, everything in this mapping design. Here I can use my source, I can use my target, and I can write entire my business logic. Okay. So I'll go to my mapping designer. When I go to my mapping designer, in the menu bar, I see the mappings. So I'll say click on it, mapping, I'll say create, and I give a specific name for this mapping. So some meaningful name which will tell what this mapping is actually doing. Okay. So naming convention is, all mappings will start with the naming convention yum underscore any meaningful name. I will say yum underscore load emp data to target something. So any meaningful name you can give. So I'll say okay. So this mapping, it will be created in this mappings folder. You can create as many mappings you want. You can create as many sources you want. You can create as many targets you want. In this mapping, I can use my sources and targets. In case if the mapping is not selected, you can go to the mapping designer and select your mappings from the folders. Whichever mapping you want to use, you can drag and drop here. Okay, if there are multiple mappings there and you want to work on some particular mapping, you can just go there, select your mapping and drag and drop to your mapping design. So this is the fresh mapping which I have created. So it is empty right now. So as I told, in this mapping, I can write my business logic. So what is that? I have to extract the data from the employee table. So I have created the source here already. So I can use this source in my mapping. How can I use it? I will just click on this EMP, drag and drop it to my mapping. So when I use any of the sources in my mapping, it will create me two transformations. These are all called as transformations. Whatever we use in our mapping, right? Everything will be kind of a transformations. So when I use a source, it will create me two things. One is source definition and one is source analyzer. We'll see what it is. Then I need a target where I want to load the data. So I'll select this also. Or before that, so I have included, or let it be empty. So now if you see, at any point of time, I can validate my mapping to check whether there are any errors in my mapping or not. So that we can do it in the mappings. I can say validate. If I click validate, at this point where nothing is there in my mapping, it says invalid. It is invalid. So the thing is, in order to make a mapping as valid, we have certain restrictions. So minimum things should be there in a mapping to make it valid. So first what I'll do is I'll take my source, since I need to extract the data from the source. I'll take it and I'll drag and drop to my mapping. So here, as I told, when I use a source, it will create me two things. One is source definition and source qualifier. We'll see what it is, what is the difference. Then I know I need to load the data to this target table. So I will use this also in my mapping. Now if I say validate, still it is invalid. So the minimum requirement for a mapping to make it as valid is it should have at least one source, at least one target, and there should be a link between the source and the target. In my mapping, I have a source, I have a target, but still it is invalid because I have not linked the source and the target. So there should be a link. That means there should be a flow from the source to the target. How can I link is, if I want to extract the data from this EMP source, like employee number, I want to extract from the table and load it to the employee number column of target, I have to link them. So I will just link at this point, I will just link the employee number from source qualifier to employee number to the target. So I have selected it and I drag and drop. So it create me a link. Now if I try to validate, it says mapping is valid. So whenever you do the coding, you have to ensure your mapping is in valid state. Otherwise, this code will not run. If there are any errors, this code will not run. That means errors means if your mapping is invalid. If you want to save it, you can save it. Go to repository, say save. So before saving, again it will validate your mapping, and then only it will save. Okay. So by this, what we understand, one thing is, again, these things they will ask you in interviews also. When can we say a map as valid? What is the minimum criteria? So for a minimum criteria to make a mapping as valid is, it should have at least one source, at least one target, and there should be a link between that source and the target. I can have n number of source, n number of targets. There is no limitation, but minimum criteria is it should have at least one source, one target, and there should be a link between the source and the target. Okay, that is the minimum criteria to make a mapping as valid. Now, so as of now, I'll just remove this, let it be. So coming to, as I told, when I use a source, it creates me two things: source definition and source qualifier. So what is the difference then? Why it creates two things? So if I click on source definition, you can see I can't make any changes in my source definition. Everything is disabled here. I can't, if I want to add a column, I can't do it. If I want to delete a column, I can't do it. I can't change the data type, precision, nothing. So, and if you observe, if I go to my database table, EMP table, if I run the description command, it gives me the structure of my table, right? The column, the data type, everything. If you see the source definition data types are exactly the same data type what we have in the database table. If you see employee number 4, see employee number of two same things. So what we can observe here is in the source definition, I can't make any changes in the source definition, and it has the same data type. Now if I go qualifier, you can see I can make any changes here. Everything is enabled. If I want, I can remove the columns. I can add if I want anything to be added. But okay. And one thing to remember here is, if you observe employee number, here the data type is decimal. It's not number anymore. So in the database table, employee number was number. In the source definition, again it was number only. But when it came to the source qualifier, the number has been changed to from number to decimal. The precision remains the same, but data types has been changed. Employee name was varchar2, but it has been changed to string. Precision remains the same. So what happens is, the difference between source definition and source qualifier is in the source definition, the data types of the columns or the ports. Here in database tables, we call attributes as columns. So here we name it with the port names, call them as ports, okay, in Informatica. So the data type of each of the ports in the source definition will remain the same as it was there in the database tables. But in the source qualifier, what happens is the database data types are changed to Informatica native data types in the source qualifier. That is the difference. The data types in the source qualifier are changed to Informatica native data types. These are Informatica data types. Okay, I don't have a number here. There is no number data type in Informatica. There is no varchar2 data type in Informatica. So it has changed from database Oracle data types to Informatica native data types, from the source definition to source qualifier. Okay, that is what the difference between source definition and source qualifier. In source definition, you can't make any changes. It will be the exact same thing what we see in our database tables, same data type, everything. But in source qualifier, the data types will be changed to Informatica native data types, and you can make any modifications. So if you remember, Ashwath was asking yesterday, if I don't want to use all these columns, what can I do? So I was telling you, don't make any changes in your source when you create it. You can do that change in your mapping. Assume like out of these 11 columns, you don't want to use this country name. It is not required for you. So at this stage, what you can do is, from source definition, you can't make any changes in your source definition. So you can remove your unwanted columns in your source qualifier. So I can select it, I can remove it. So, and this is the best practice you are supposed. Yeah, you guys can hear me, right? Hello?
Sandesh.
Yes,
Yeah,
Sandesh,
okay.
now I can hear you. Still, voice is cracking.
Yeah. Is it clear now?
Yeah, now it is clear.
Fine. So if what I was saying is, in case if you want to remove the unwanted columns, so as I was saying, if you don't want to use this country name, If it is not required in your report or in this process, you can just remove that in your source qualifier. So what happens? So, and this is the best practice, because in real time scenarios, you will be working on big tables, use tables. They might be having 100, 200 columns. So if you are extracting the data for unwanted columns also, it will cause you performance issue. So, and it will take memory also, right? So it is always a best practice to remove your unwanted columns, which are really not required for this particular process. You can remove it in your source qualifier and use only those columns which are required for your purpose. Okay, so that you can do it in your source qualifier here in your mapping. Why you can do here is this mapping belongs to you. So since you are working on it, this is related to this particular process only, this particular requirement, which says to load the data from employee table to my target. So if there was another requirement, if your team member was working on another requirement and he was using the EMP table, again he will create a new mapping, something like this, and he'll use this EMP. So it will be the same, the source EMP in Informatica will be the same what is there in my table. As per their requirement, the developer can alter it in their mapping. So you are not supposed to make any changes in your source analyzer. Okay. So here you can, as I told, you can remove your unwanted columns. So again, if you feel you know this later stage, if they come up with if they have alter the requirement and say like your country name should also be populated, you can still do it. Though you have deleted it, take from source definition, you can drag and drop. If you want to add the column at the end, you can drag and drop to this scroll, whatever the scroll we have. So you can select your country and drag and drop to this scroll button. So it will add it at the bottom. Okay. So source analyzer, source definition and source qualifier differences. Source qualifier, it will change the data types into Informatica native data types. Number has been changed to decimal, varchar2 has been changed to string, and so on. Okay. So now I have my source, I have my target. So if I save it, it will say, tell me invalid, because there is no connection between my source and target. So, so if it is invalid, it will throw me error. So I have to make it valid. As of now, so I know I need to load all the columns data from this source qualifier to target, but still as of now, I'll just link the employee number only. I will say valid. I'll make it valid. So this is my logic now. So what it will do, we'll see. With this logic, I want to run my code. I want to run this mapping. So if you see anywhere, we don't have a run option here. If I right click also, I don't see any run option. Okay. So that means I can't run my code in my Power Center Designer. So this is my code here, which is where I have created one source and one target, and I have linked employee number port from source to target. And I want to run this. I want to see what it will do when I run it. So, but I don't have an option to run it in my Power Center Designer. So in order to run this code, I have to go to my workflow manager. So I can go here, I will click on this W icon at the top right corner. So it will open me the workflow manager window. So it has already opened my project folder since I navigated from my Power Center Designer to here. So in order to run this mapping, what I can do, how can I run it? For that, I have to create a workflow in my workflow manager. I have to create a workflow. So how can I create a workflow then? So here in the workflow manager also, we have 3 workspace. One is task developer, one is worklet designer, and one is workflow designer. Okay, these are the 3 workspace we have it in our workflow manager. So in order to create the workflows, I should come to this workflow designer. When I come to this workflow designer, in the menu section, I can see the workflows here. I will click on this workflows. I'll say create, and I'll give some meaningful name. Naming convention is workflow names should start with WF underscore. Okay. Naming convention for workflow is WF underscore any meaningful name. So I'll say load employee data. Okay.